kind of having a freak out moment with my income report after I tallied up everything that I made for February. I'm sweating just a little bit. So we're gonna be talking about how much I made in the month of February. Stick around. Hey guys, it's Justine with Debt Free Millennials, the channel to help you crush your debt, live payment free, maybe start your own online business, as I have done and am currently doing for the past, I'm on my 5th year with DFM, and this is probably my 6th year of being an online business owner. Let's get into how much money I made, because when I was adding it all up, as I usually do on the 1st of the month, pay my bills, I do my budget, I add up my revenue, and I'm like, oh my crap. So here's a look at how much I made. Okay, freelancing brought in $2,900. This is slightly lower. This is lower than January, and I wasn't taking on as many freelance projects in February and probably won't for March and perhaps April too, and I will explain that in just a second. Digital products brought in $334. YouTube brought in $2,052. I was pretty excited about this because anytime that I make over $2,000 on YouTube is a win. And affiliates brought in $875. My total for this month of February was $6,161. Now I realize that $6,000 is like a good, decent amount of money, right? Like I did that all on my own. This was great, but I'm definitely used to having way bigger months than this. In fact, January, I was comparing January's income report and I had made close to $11,000 in January. So I'm like, what's going on here? Let me hop over to my budget, my business budget, and let me show you what expenses I had as well. Okay, February business budget. Everything that you see in bold right here is what I actually paid. And then everything that's not bold is what I am setting aside inside of my business checking account so that I can pay for later on down the road. So a lot of these are like annual subscriptions that I have. And so when that annual subscription due date comes around, I'll have the money already in place and then I won't have to worry about pulling it from something else. So I had that. I had my WeWork days. I went out and worked at a coffee shop a couple of times. And then I did my labor contractor stuff, paid my graphic designer for the How to Control Your Spending workbook redesign. I'm also commissioning him to do the corporate program handout and then probably a landing page for that as well. And I'm also toying with the idea of asking him to maybe do a rebrand for me, just kind of freshen up my look. I feel like it could maybe use a little bit of a modern retake on it. I don't know, you tell me. Do you still like the Debt Free Millennials logo and brand colors? I kind of skew more like this orangey peach, but I don't know, I'm thinking about switching it up. So all that plus some of the savings that I have for gifts, travel, software and equipment savings. My revenue, as I mentioned, was over $6,000, but the actual income that hit my checking account was more than that. It was $9,907. And that's because typically I invoice and then I don't actually get paid out for those invoices until oftentimes anywhere between 14 days and 30 days. My expenses added up to $1,588. I also contribute $1,000 every single month towards my SEP IRA. That's my equivalent to a self-employed 401k. And then I also paid $2,562 towards taxes. Now, when I say pay, what I really mean is I actually just move that over into a separate savings account, and then every single quarter I pay my quarterly taxes. So all that, my after-tax take home is $4,757.30. Okay, let me tell you about my wins. because I think this is probably the most exciting part of February. I'm actually kind of nervous to say this because I haven't actually officially announced this on social yet or online. I signed a book deal. I officially have it under contract. I am officially writing this thing. I don't have a lot of details to give you just yet, other than I know that this book is, I think, going to be coming out sometime this fall. It is about personal finance. So I am stoked about this opportunity, and why I am also, okay, I am sweating about how much money I didn't bring in for February, but also know that I had to make space for something like this book deal. And this book deal is really for me a long-term play to say, like, now that I have author behind my name and hopefully bestseller, that would be incredible, that this can help me just step up my credibility as a content creator and also for my brand. So I am just very excited about this one. In fact, the lady who is helping me negotiate contracts and timelines was on this process of getting this book deal with me every step of the way. And so she's seen a lot of the opportunities and offers that hit my inbox, and we both saw this one and said, this one looks really good. Along that same vein, I also, with the help of the person who's doing my contracts and timelines, I have raised my rates, which felt really scary. Still feels scary. I've seen so many opportunities cross my inbox, and I want to make sure that whatever brand or company that I'm working with, and that is a mutual benefit, not just for us, but also for you guys too, because I know there are a ton of apps and things and products and services out there that can really help you on your debt-free journey, or just on your journey in personal finance in general, that I want to be very particular about that and also provide value to that company. And so it's just been kind of intense to know that I've increased my rates, but I know that what is meant to come my way is meant for me and what I need now. And I think that book deal is exactly what is needed now. Along with that, I ended up realizing that writing a book from home with my almost 1-year-old daughter and her nanny here is just a little, it's too much. It's a little distracting. And so I found a 50% off all access monthly pass with WeWork. Now, I've been experimenting with going to WeWork once a week, and I just do that as like a pay as you go. And so those are typically $29 per day. WeWork monthly access pass is usually $300 per month. And they were running a 50% off special for the next 3 months. So there is no contract, like 1-year contract or anything. You just kind of pay month per month. So I'll be paying $150 per month for the next 3 months for 24/7 access to WeWork. I think this is a really good opportunity for me to take advantage of WeWork as much as possible while I'm writing this book, because I've mentioned in the past that when I'm at WeWork, I am very productive. I am just sitting down at the computer and getting stuff done. And so minus my film days, because I obviously want all of this in a controlled setup for my filming days. Minus my film days, I think I'm going to be at WeWork a majority of my week, so I can just knock out this book. Okay, so I guess the biggest obstacle here for this past month was that I did have some moments of doubt. I was kind of doubting that I would get my next deal, or that, you know, things would really progress. And also because I have this large stretch goal for my income this year, I'm like, oh my God, am I actually going to do it? Am I actually going to make this happen? And I think, yes, I still am optimistic that I can absolutely crush this year and hit that 125 goal. That's my Super Bowl goal. And then I mentioned the Hall of Fame goal would be 150 for the year. I still want to aim for that and do the best that I can, and also recognize that sometimes I need to pull back in other areas so that I can make space for new opportunities and endeavors. Writing a book has been something on my bucket list since I was little. I've always wanted to write a book. I never thought that this type of opportunity would come to me, but it did. I thought that I would just like write it and then try to publish it somewhere, but the opposite kind of happened. So I think that is just a really great first time opportunity for me as a first time author to get this deal. So that's the biggest thing. It's not always about the bottom line number, right? When it comes to your business, there are other intangibles that can happen that make a business a success. If you liked this update and you are excited that I'm going to be doing this book and maybe you'll be interested in purchasing it later this year, be sure to give this one a big thumbs up, comment below, tell me what you think, and I'll catch you in the next one.